Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another overnight stay vlog. We only just came back from Milan on the Wednesday, and all of a sudden straight away on the Saturday we're going back into it. And that's what Champions League football is going to bring now. Every 3 or 4 days or so you're going to be playing. We've got Man City in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday, and then we've got Burnley at home on the weekend. So it's going to be a big period in our season. I feel like the next 4 weeks we've got about 7 or 8 games to play. We have to consistently be playing well. With all due respect to Sheffield United, this is a game we have to be looking at winning, and not just winning this well. For me, I want to convince them. When I feel like in the Premier League so far this season, we had a great win of Aston Villa. We then lost 3 games in a row to 3 European sides. We were better than Brentford, but it wasn't a great game. All of a sudden, we're back in it against Sheffield United. This has to be a convincing win, in my opinion. And afterwards, we can look at where we can be in the season. And speaking of Sheffield, with all due respect, there's definitely a difference between Milan and Sheffield. And I kind of wish I was back at the Canal in Italy, but it's going to be an interesting game for sure. But talk about what I personally feel like the match towards the end of this vlog. But I just want to start things off by saying, if you guys are new around here, you know where that subscribe button is. Make sure you get down there, hit that button. We have the away day vlog tomorrow and the match reaction in a game where, personally for me, we'll talk about more in detail towards the end of the vlog. But for me, I do expect Newcastle to win, shall we say. And you guys like the video, make sure you get down there, smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, your personal thoughts and preferences. I'm going to take you back to Newcastle now. I'm going to tell you about my travel experience today. Then afterwards, as always, we're going to check out the hotel. Where am I staying in Sheffield, and would it pass my test? Let's find out. We are currently here at platform 11, just about to get my cross-country train to go all the way down to Sheffield. This, by the way, without a doubt, will be the easiest away match to do this season for Newcastle fans now. I think the majority of our teams in Premier League are quite lucky where they are in the UK. Newcastle is the worst. Probably Newcastle and Bournemouth, I argue, so those two are just miles away from anywhere. Thankfully, this match is 1 hour 50 direct on a train, which is actually, without a doubt, the quickest train I've been on for a Newcastle game, believe it or not. On top of that as well, the ground's also right next to the train station, so there's no issues whatsoever. And I remember doing Sheffield United all the way back in 2019, I believe it was, and Steve Bruce was there, Shelby scored, it was the VAR goal. I remember having a great experience here. It's quite a good away game, Sheffield United, I will recommend it. Now, the last time I did in Sheffield was actually the Wednesday game last season, which I was the only time I would have said last season, honestly, that I had bad trouble with opposition fans. Now, after the match, of course, Sheffield Wednesday won in the FA Cup. It's a big deal for them. They were quite aggressive after the match, Newcastle fans. One person tried to fight me. One person chucked a tin can as I was recording the outro, and a lot of people were kind of getting confrontational, getting in my face, just trying to start something. Now, I know Sheffield United fans aren't going to do that at all. I think it was just a big occasion for Wednesday, and ultimately they just bigged themselves up and they got into my face. So yeah, hopefully this time I don't get any tin cans chucked at us. But I just want to say again, regards to away matches, this without a doubt is going to be the easiest. I'm looking forward to what is going to be a great game tomorrow. It has to be 3 points in the ball for Newcastle. But without further ado, let's get ourselves onto the train. I'll speak to you once I get down to Sheffield. There we have it, we are now in Sheffield. It took me 1 hour and 50 minutes to get here. As I mentioned before, this is without a doubt the easiest away game for Newcastle United fans to go. The stadium's actually about like a 15-20 minute walk from here, so it's pretty sound for the fans coming down tomorrow. But for me, as always, we have to do the overnight stay vlog, so I booked myself the hotel this evening. I didn't get a chance to mention this before, but before I got into the train, somebody was looking for directions in Newcastle, so someone that came down from, I don't know, Berwick's, Edinburgh. He was Scottish, so he came down. He passed me his phone. He was like, "Hello, I'm looking for directions." I kid you not, on his phone, this guy that was texting was saying, "Meet me at the bridge where Raoul shot a police officer." I mean, like, why would you meet there? You might sound like it sounds a bit like a prank or something, but I promise you, this guy was being serious. He actually wanted directions of this bridge where Raoul shot. So I mean, like, one, why would you meet there? I don't know. That guy was getting the piss took out by someone else, but that was one of the weirdest requests I've ever seen. Obviously for me, I don't know what bridge it was, so yeah, I couldn't help him there. But honestly, I kid you not, someone was actually going to meet someone at the bridge, and he described it as the one with Raoul shot. So I'm like, I don't know why he would do that, but yeah, I thought I'd tell you that anyway. What a weird story that was. But honestly, that actually happened at the train station today. As for everything else, so the train was pretty sound itself. It was quite busy at the start, so I had a chance to speak to some subscribers from Darton as I was standing up for a bit of the duration. But other than that, nothing honestly to say about it. We're going to head towards the hotel now. I mean, Sheffield, I had to say though, I think Sheffield and Nottingham are the two places where I would call hidden gems. I think the places that people on paper probably go, oh, these are terrible, don't go there. Honestly, for away games, Nottingham and Sheffield are both class. I like both, and they sort you out right in the city centre. A bit like Newcastle, maybe not so much as a cathedral on the hill, but the stadiums are right there. The people around here are pretty sound. Honestly, you enjoy yourself going down to these two and just staying away. You can go on a night out, you can do whatever you want to. Sheffield and Nottingham are definitely two recommendations for like places you might not think are that good, but they're actually pretty decent. But yeah, I'm going to have a little walk around now. We'll head towards the hotel shortly. We are now inside the hotel, and before I actually get a chance to go upstairs to my room, I just wanted to shop the gym first because this is something I started doing on a daily basis now. So I'll call myself a bit of a gym lad now. Every single day I always go and do sessions. So I've got the treadmill here now. Every day I feel I always do 1 hour on the treadmill. So I stick the incline on the max, which is actually around 15%, and I stay at a constant speed for an hour. So that'll be part of my session today. Once I'm done, as soon as this video's up, I'll be coming in here, getting that done. Then straight over there, I'll be doing the planks. So I normally do 3 planks, do as long as possible, take a 90-second rest and do it again. And then afterwards, we'll grab the dumbbells and we're going to start walking on and off the platform there. It seems a bit odd, but listen, it kills. It will absolutely burn my arms. Now, to be fair, this gym's quite nice. There's also a swimming pool here. Upstairs, you've got a restaurant, got a bar. It's quite a nice hotel, I think. For people who just want to come and enjoy a night, you got everything you can possibly need here. For me, I've got a gym session down here by myself later. It's going to be great. I can just go on whatever I want. And honestly, consider you get it with the price you pay. I think it's pretty decent, so I'll give credit where credit's due. It's now time to check out the hotel. And the first thing you realise as you walk in is this room here. It is literally just a toilet. I don't know what to say. Like, it's just the toilet. For some reason, my bathroom and toilet actually in separate rooms. I've never seen that before in a hotel. But as we head further down, we'll shut the door first. We've got on the right here, we've got our fridge, as always, which is quite nice when I stick all the drink in it. In here is my wardrobe. There's not much to say. We've got a fan there now. We actually don't have any air conditioning in this room, so that fan is going to be a lifesaver because it's surprisingly hot in here. I mean, the rest of the wardrobe's a bit uneventful. We've got an old drawer up there. We head further down now. Head over there. We'll show you the bathroom short, but we'll get through the rest of the room first. I mean, it's large, I will say, compared to the majority of hotels I stay in, this one's actually pretty good. We're going to do the bed test check shortly. The TV up there now, I always like watching The Chase when I come to overnight stay vlog in the UK. It gets me in that mood. It's down there, I guess that's for my feet. We've got a little sitting area. We've got the couch over there. I might do a couch check as well. I mean, the room honestly is pretty large. It's good as well. I mean, this is a great place, for example, you're taking a girl, which of course I do quite a lot, so it's a good place to introduce them, just have a great time. It is quite pleasant, definitely a romantic hotel, I would say. But finally, we'll have a check of the bathroom, which is again separate from my toilet for some reason. I mean, the shower head over there is looking pretty good. Head over there. I mean, as for my general thoughts in this room, it's pretty good. Definitely better than the motel. And either one, to be honest, I would say this room's a lot better. It's large. It's just gets what you need done, so you enjoy it. The fridge down there always sorts me out, so I'm happy it's there. Got some cans later. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to enjoy a great game tomorrow. And now it's time, as always, for the bed test check. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who has the best bed of them all? Of course, it's me, Adam P. So we're going to check out this bed now. Let's see, does it pass my standard? Whoa, I like that. That's good. That's a good bed there. Honestly, one of the better ones I've been in, I will say. I think the last bad one I did was, again, the motel one, was just shocking. I remember correctly, the Manchester City one was okay. This one just feels good. There's no squeakiness, there's no unevenness, there's nothing that is bad about this bed. It's good. I checked briefly the UV light before. There's nothing noticeable to say, so I was surprisingly quite clean. I had a sneaky feeling we'll probably find a stain or some surprise in the bed. But honestly, again, it's clean, it's good. It gets the thumbs up for me. And I thought, while on the topic, let's check out the couch as well without trying to trip myself up. Well, let's pass my test. Again, that's good. Not even gonna lie. I think you probably sleeping. I think we really needed to. For me, it's been good. It's actually been a good experience. I can't believe it. Sheffield actually treated me well. I mean, other than the bloody Wednesday fans last time, again, I think Sheffield Wednesday was a good experience. It's just sound. I can't believe it's an away game I'm going to. That's actually not a bloody mission away. It's one that's close. It's definitely a good experience. I think fans that get them all enjoy themselves. I remember doing Bramwell Lane. It is a good ground to go to. I like the away end there. And it's a stadium where I get to go back to. It's been a few years, so let's see them again. Let's cheer on the boys and let's make sure we can pick up a good result. But we'll finish things off now. I'm going to talk about a couple of main topics before we actually wrap up the video. I think now is a suitable time to actually talk about Bruno's brand new contract at Newcastle now. He will sign a new deal that will keep him at the football club until 2028. But, and this is the big but that Newcastle fans have been talking about on social media, there is now a release clause in his contract that is £100 million. So that means if someone wants to buy him for £100 million straight away, they can buy him. Newcastle United has no say no matter whatsoever. Now, straight away, on a Newcastle United point of view, I'm telling you now, this football club would never ever put a release clause in a player's contract. They will only do it if the player and the agent on the player side of things, if they are desperate to have that clause in the contract. Now, Almiron has a release clause. I think his is around £60 million. And with all due respect to him, I don't think he's ever going to be valued at £60 million. I don't think anyone's ever going to buy him for that much, in my honest opinion. Whereas Bruno for £100 million, I think this one's one that could potentially happen within the next couple of seasons. I don't like this deal as a whole. There's something about this deal I think's a bit off, and Bruno especially now. Of course, early in the season, remember, Bruno actually struck back against fans on social media. I think so far this season, his actual performances on the pitch just didn't seem to be like the Bruno of old. I don't know if that's him not clicking so well with Tonali, or that's just him having a few off games. So it just hasn't kicked off this season as well as you would have hoped him to do so. And I don't know, it's an interesting one because, well, Real Madrid was constantly on the phone call to Bruno last season before they ended up signing Jude Bellingham. Now, Bruno has been in direct contact with Real Madrid as a possible that's got no back of his head. Just so far this season, it's just not clicking. And the fact that the player and his agent wants a release clause in his contract, I just get the impression that they don't want to be here long term. Within the next, who knows, 2 seasons or so, they might want to go somewhere else. And it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, I want players who are 100% committed. I want players that want to be here for the foreseeable future. And if Bruno's a player where he's looking, well, you know what, 2 seasons time, I want to be elsewhere, let him go, just do it. But for me, it's about having players that you want to keep for the foreseeable future, as I just said. £100 million is a lot of money, though. I can't stress how much that is now. Although, for example, you see like a Casero signed for Chelsea £150 million, you think, well, actually, Bruno's a guy, we should have had 120, we should have £130 million of release clause. But at the end of the day, that's still money that can go back into the club and under financial fair play. You see a team like Aston Villa, they sell Jack Grealish for £100 million. Just look at how many players they have bought since. Under FFP, player sales are a big part of Newcastle being able to spend more money. And if a guy like Bruno is able to be sold for £100 million, yes, it'd be sad at the time losing a player, but it's actually quite beneficial for Newcastle long term. And even though I'm not a big fan of the deal itself, it is a lot of money if it happens. And for us, well, I think the club's done smart business. I just don't like the player side of things. I just get the impression that the player and his agent maybe aren't looking to be here long term, which is a bit sad because you want a team of players that want to give it all to the club. It's just, I don't know, I get some off signals about it. I don't know if you guys think differently or that's just my personal mindset, but it feels a little off to me. But as for the game tomorrow, before we wrap things up against Sheffield United, it has to be a win. We can't deny it, can we? I think Sheffield United and Luton Town are 2 teams that are just not good enough to stay up. I think they're 2 teams that got promoted, but have just not got the star power in order to keep themselves. So I think Burnley's been quite smart. Burnley's a team that was already quite good in the Championship. But Sheffield United and Luton just can't compete. They can't compete the rest of the league. And I think these are 2 teams that are just destined to go down. I'd be shocked if either of them stay up. I think the 2 teams that are nailed to go down. And when a team like Newcastle, without trying to big ourselves up, we are a Champions League club. We're a team that finished 4th last season. We're going at this match with a bit of confidence for Milan. A game that I think our players, we're not going to be arrogant, but I definitely think we are going to be looking and going, well, we're better than these. We can go down there, we can beat this team. And I think, well, we've got to get it done. So for me, I'm going to back us to win 3 or 4 now. I actually think it will be a convincing win. I think Newcastle, we kept 2 clean sheets so far this week. I think we get a third one. I think Newcastle are starting to get into the flow of things now. We're starting to be more consistent. All we need is a big win. I think we can start to bounce off it a bit. I think City's a big game midweek, and then we've got Burnley at the weekend. So we'll see how Newcastle does. This has to be a win tomorrow. It doesn't matter what the score is. It has to be 3 points on the board. But take care, guys. Appreciate you watching. I will see you all tomorrow for the away day vlog. Come on, the Mags.